Right, we really have a working game now. The problem, of course, is that, as you can see up in the corner here, my lives are currently at -4. And the game should stop when lives is equal to 0. And I want to kind of show you how to do that, but set your task at the same time as well. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go to the stage, to the backdrop, and I'm going to go to my backdrops here. And you will realise that I have two backdrops. I don't need this XY one anymore, so I'm just going to click on that and delete it. But the underwater one, I do want to keep. And what I actually want to do is I want to duplicate it. And on this new background here, I'm going to take some text, which I'm going to make, I want white text, so I guess the saturation right down, that would work. And I'm going to type in nice big letters here, game over. Now, it's not that big actually, those letters there, but we should, if I use this arrow here, whoop, oh, that's interesting, hold on a second, got that wrong, it does happen sometimes, weird. Got to click away and then click on again, but anyway, you'll get the hang of it. Let's put the words game over nice and big, and we remember that blue cross being on the sniper rifle. There you go, it is right in the middle, game over. So I now have two backdrops, underwater 2 and underwater 3. Now let's have a look at the code for the backdrop. So when the game is clicked, if I press now, it's playing, but I've got the game over message. Well, quite clearly, what I want to do is when the game is clicked, I need to, in looks, switch backdrop to, well, do you know what, let's just do this, underwater 2. So now, here's the right backdrop. But, let's stop the game. What I want to do is that I want to say, if lives are equal to 0, then stop the game, make all the characters disappear from the game, and that would be it. So I have to, on the background, keep asking the question, if lives equals 0, then you need to do something. But this actually is a little bit more complex, or not complex, but I need to introduce you to a technique that's very, very important. Now, we know in Control that we have this if command. We also know in Control we have the forever command, and I can put that there. Now, in operators, we have the equals one, which we're kind of used to with our greater than, less than. And we know from variables, we can take lives and drop it in there and set it at 0. Now, what we want at this point is to switch the backdrop to underwater 3. So we go to looks, switch backdrop to underwater 3. Now this is going to work. I'm deliberately going to catch 3 crabs, and you will see that in a second. Whoa, didn't catch it. There we go. Game over appeared because lives is equal to 0. But the crabs and the fish are still going, and actually I can still score points. As you can see here, it's going up. Catch another one there. We've got 13 points, 14 points, 15, 16. And in fact, I can still get -1 on the crabs up there. Look, so I caught a crab. So all that's happened here is we've said if lives is equal to 0, then change the backdrop. We haven't said to stop the game. We haven't told all the characters to disappear. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe if I want the shark to disappear, I can just go on here and I can have inside my forever, like this one, I could put if lives equals 0, then hide. Same thing for the fish. When I start as clone forever, and I have another if lives equals 0, then hide. And whilst that works, it's not good practice. Let me show you what is better practice. Let's go back to the backdrop. If lives is equal to 0, then I switch the backdrop. But what I also want to do is basically broadcast a message, shout out, lives is 0. And this is how I do this. I'm going to go to events, And in events, I have this thing that says broadcast and it says message 1. And I'm going to take that and put that there, and I'm going to press the arrow and choose new message. And it says, what do you want to call this message? And I will call it lives 0. Press OK. And I'm going to put that in there. And the reason for this is that now I can go back to the shark and I can use this when I receive live 0, I can make it hide. But also I want to stop the sprite moving as well. It's the other thing I need to do. So here's your task. Right down here we've got stop all. Interesting, look, you can actually change that to stop this script or other scripts in this sprite. My advice to you is this, because the thing is, especially on the fish, if I go to stop all there, I actually have other scripts in this sprite. Look, I've got a script for the fish itself, and I've got a script for all the clones. So if I were just to put in here, when I receive, what was it? I forgot now, when I receive live 0, if I put stop all, I might have a problem there, because I really want to put other scripts in this sprite about the clones. Now, that's your task. Your task is to set this up so that when the game finishes, when lives are equal to 0, you can copy this bit, but you want the shark, the fish, and the crabs to stop and to disappear. Okay, so that's your task. I'm going to see if you can make that happen, and you'll know it'll happen, and if it's worked correctly, because when you play your game, when you eat that third crab, everything should stop, and your score and your lives won't change, and all the graphics in the game will disappear, and the game over message will pop up. See if you can make it happen.